Transfer is the best.
Okay, I guess we're all set. Let's call the meeting to order. The first meeting, of course, is the IDA. Maria, could you do the roll call?
Sure can. Sherry Boye,
Present.
James Ellis,
Here.
Archie McKee,
Here.
Melissa Mills,
Here.
Nate Manette,
Here.
Clyde Rabidou is absent, Nick Russell,
Here.
also present Jeremy Evans, Maria Bourgeois, Rachel Child, and Mike Dunick.
Good. We have an addition to the agenda. Is it on here?
No.
It's on here. So we already it's there.
So it's,
Yeah,
okay. I misspoke. The agenda item, the agenda as you see it is correct. Is there anything else to be done to accept the agenda? Anything to be added? Deleted? If not, we'll move on to public comment. Public comment? None? Then we'll move on to number 4, approval of previous minutes of April 10, 2024. You all received those in the mail or in the emails. Any additions, corrections, deletions? If not, we'll accept a motion to accept the minutes of 2024, April 10, 2024. Motion?
So moved.
Archie,
Archie move. Second?
I'll second.
Nate,
Second, Nate. Any discussion? There being none, we'll move the question. All those in favor of accepting the previous meeting minutes of April 10, 2024, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Okay, committee reports. Governance? Anything to report?
No, nothing to report.
Okay, thank you. About audit and finance, Charlie, or Archie?
No, unless Paul is here, and I don't see Paul even there.
He's on vacation.
Paul's out. We're gonna do our best to continue without him.
Treasurer's report? Okay, should we bypass that?
Well, I can just orient everybody really quickly.
Okay,
Just as a reminder, as of last month, both agencies now have the same approach. Paul's been able to get all reports for both agencies looking the same. The first report, and I'm gonna just do this in plain English. Don't tell them how easy it is because we're doing it in plain English versus his lingo. So the first report that's called Statement of Financial Position, that just shows our assets and liabilities. And I don't have anything to mention about it, but that's just our overall financial picture. The next one called Statement of Activities, that's just shows all of our income and expenses to date for the year. And then the final report, which I don't think we had until last month, is the actual to budget, which I think is a really good tool for the board to pay attention to each month, where you are able to see what we should be spending, what we're budgeted to spend per month, and what we're budgeted to receive in income per month to what we actually bring in each month. And I think it's a really helpful tool for the board. And I know Paul did a lot of work on it, and I want to give him a good shout out and credit for it. Just don't let him know that I said that, because I don't want it to go to his head. So that's but the really good tools we're in really good shape as far as giving you guys what you need to kind of keep track of our finances. So I don't have anything unusual to point out, but open to questions if there are any.
Are there any questions on the financial report for this month? If not, would we have a motion to approve the treasurer's report for this month of, last month of April 2024? Motion?
So
Archie.
moved.
Chief,
I'll second.
Nick,
Oh, Nick, okay. Any discussion, any further discussion? There being none, we'll assume the question has been moved. All in favor of accepting the treasurer's report for the month of April 2024, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. CEO report.
One item on the agenda, I mentioned it in our weekly update last week, but this past Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday, we were able to help organize a biotech gathering at Trudeau Institute. And the purpose was to highlight our small biotech sector here in Franklin County. We've got 4 companies. It's pretty remarkable when you think about it. 4 companies and organizations: Trudeau Institute, Ampersand Biosciences, Bionique, Testing Laboratories, all in Lake Clear, in the town of Harrodstown in Lake Clear, and ASEP PAC in Malone. And what we wanted to do was to get every partner we could find at the state and regional level together to introduce them or reintroduce them to these companies and give the companies a chance to talk about what they are doing, which is pretty exciting, but also share some of the challenges they face with their businesses. And it was held at Trudeau Institute, and it was a great meeting. There was a lot of positive feedback. Rachel and McKelly joined me there, and everybody who was there was engaged. And, it probably not surprising, but if you were to summarize the challenges that all of these companies face, it's workforce, childcare, and housing. I don't know which order, but those are the top 3. And it's not really different for any industry or business that we talk to around the area. So the fact that we have been able to participate in projects related to housing over the last couple of years, I think is important. Anyway, so wanted to just update the board on that. The next step for us is to reconvene a smaller group of people from that gathering and review what we learned, and then pick 1 or 2 or 3 initiatives that we all want to, like low-hanging fruit that we all want to tackle and start working on them.
Jeremy, it's Archie. Do you know what the total employment of those 4 companies was? Number of employees?
Yes, it's so Trudeau is approximately 60. ASEP PAC is 60. That's 120. I think it's about 60. Bionique is about 50, so that's 170. And Ampersand Bio is small. They have 8 employees, so it's about 178 people.
That's pretty good, and they're all growing companies.
Yeah, I think and the big one right now is Bionique. As you know, we've been able to help that project out, and they have grown over the last several years and are scheduled to grow some more. So with their expansion, so it's fun to be a part of helping them and the sector grow. So thank you for your support to that project a couple months ago.
Very good. Further questions or comments? I have one, and I keep beating the same drum over and over again. The task of the community college is to prepare the area meaning geographic area, in those places where it becomes critical. And I really think that we need a full meeting with the with the North Country Community College Board of Trustees and ourselves at some point to talk about this. Because one of the things that doesn't seem to be happening is, at least in the crafts, follow what's going on in the rest of the country, where we're developing 2-year degree programs and things like carpentry, construction, plumbing, the construction trades. We really need to lean on them to do it.
Jim, it's funny you say that. Actually, we just started at Adirondack last week. We took in 3 kids from the BOCES program that are doing HVAC with our service techs. One guy's with the driver, and they're getting to see the field. One kid said that he hopes to work here over summer, and then I think he's going to SUNY Canton to get his degree, and with hopes that we would, promise him a job when he returns. So we're trying that with the high school level, but the college level definitely should be treated the same way.
Well,
We are.
You definitely have an interest, and I think that's important. And
Melissa.
Oh, Melissa, sorry.
Yeah, no, to hop on Nate's wagon, we are here as well. We have a girl in the office and we have one following our furnace tech and CDL driver. So it's really cool. It's the first time we've ever been asked to be a part of something like that. And it's definitely a good thing.
And I think it's our place, Melissa, because our task is to develop the economy of the 19 towns of Franklin County. And since we sponsor North Country Community College, along with Essex, of course, they have the same problem, Essex County, and trying to get people in the trades, trying to get people in what I call the craft positions. Nothing's happening. And it makes me crazy when I think about it, how long I've been beating this drum, and I did as a high school principal for 19 years, and I couldn't get anybody to listen to me.
I think what I'll do is see if we can get.
One other thing too, I'd like to invite our county board member, who is, I think, does county board members have, no, I think, is there a member of the board of trustees from the county boards or not?
On the
North Country Board.
Board, I don't know.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
I
off.
just, if we'd like, I'll try to arrange a time for Joe Keegan to come, president of North Country, to come to one of our meetings. How about that?
That's fine. I don't mean to, and I want to correct this right now. I do not mean that they aren't thinking about it, but they're thinking about it. And I think we need to goad them into doing more than just thinking about it.
Well, I think he would be able to come and talk about how they're thinking about it and some of the challenges they face because I can't speak to it because I do participate in meetings from time to time.
Right.
Expertise I don't have. So that way he can tell us exactly what they are doing or aren't doing and what they would like to do and why they can't. Because they know it. They are thinking about it.
And I'm not sure that it's our place, but I think since the county board is the one that funds the community college, I think it'd be necessary for us to invite the county boards. It's going to be something like like you just had with the,
We can work on that. Why don't I start with I'll reach out to him and
okay.
see if he could come to a future meeting.
Well,
I bet he would.
Yep.
I think he would love to.
Yep.
Okay.
Does that take care of the questions on that particular topic? If not, we take a motion to adopt the CEO report for the month of April. Motion?
I'll make the motion.
Next.
Motion. Nick, second?
Archie.
Archie. Being no further discussion, we'll assume the questions have been moved. All those in favor of adopting the CEO report for the month of April 2024, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay? Old business. Unless you have, no. It appears there is no old business. Now we'll go into new business, and I don't know how you want to handle this as long as Mike's here and what you want to do. But we're at the resolution.
I'll do what I normally do and you can.
Okay. We're resolution 2024-11, Tupper Lake MEWS LLC initial resolution. What's the MEWS? That'd be my first question.
It's a mean. It's like a alleyway. It's just a funny name.
Okay, I was wondering because I have a cat and she talks to me quite frequently, but
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Yeah, especially when she wants me to open the window so she can sit in the windowsill. So therefore, we have resolution 2024-11, Tupper Lake Muse LLC initial resolution. Could I have a motion to put it on the floor, please? Motion to accept? To put the resolution on the floor. Melissa?
Melissa.
Melissa?
Got it. Second?
Very.
Sherry,
Sherry.
second, Sherry. We are now open for discussion.
Can we just give a little background?
Please.
So like you said, and we recall that our process starts with receiving an application, which we have. And I will just want to acknowledge Mike Dunix here on behalf of the development team. So if you have any very specific questions that I can answer, I'm sure he would love to do so. But the project before us is an initial resolution to seek benefits for a proposed hotel in the village of Tupper Lake at 124 DeMars Boulevard. If you're familiar with Tupper Lake, this is on the main road that connects the two parts of Tupper Lake. And it's right next to the Town of Tupper Lake municipal building. It would be approximately a 54,000 square foot hotel facility with 100 hotel rooms and all of the ancillary improvements that go along with a hotel. And I think the project, here close by. But what it's approximately total project cost?
15.6 million.
Approximately $15.6 million project. And we have deemed it eligible as an IDA project. And just as a refresher, what an initial resolution does is says, this is a project that is eligible for benefits through the IDA, number one. And number two, authorizing the CEO and our attorneys to negotiate potential benefits with the developer. So this is the board saying, we're open to negotiation and go see what you can figure out. Once we do that with the developer and we think we've got a package that makes sense, we would then schedule a public hearing in the village of Tupper Lake to receive public comment. Anytime after that public hearing is held, the board can consider what's called the authorizing resolution, which is approving the project. So this is step one. Are there any questions on the process that I can answer, or any specific questions related to the project that perhaps you would like Mike to answer?
Any responses by local municipalities?
What's that again?
Responses from local municipalities.
I'm not sure that have you been before?
We went to the Tupper Lake Planning Board for an initial site plan review. There were some comments made, and we're currently in the process of updating the site plan to reflect the comments as they related to the fire department and emergency vehicles. And there was, also that was brought to our attention, to make sure that we comply with was the dark sky requirement in Tupper Lake as it relates to all the exterior lighting. I did meet with the gentleman who runs the observatory, and I think it was a couple weeks ago now, Seth. And,
Seth,
he kind of gave us some guidance as far as lighting fixtures and lumens and, what engineering requirements are needed for the dark sky requirement.
Archie, that was a good question, and related to the planning board, all of those types of approvals need to be complete before the project could come back to you for approval.
A question like, I'm not sure that the Adirondack Park Agency still has 100 rooms or above as a Class A project. If you can get down to 99, I used to understand that would stop it from being a Class A project.
Yeah, we're proposing between 90 and 100 rooms. I think our initial model, the final flag has not yet been determined. We were proposing 93 rooms, and then we were proposing it to be building to keep it under the 40-foot APA guideline.
Very good. Very good. You can, just a thought, you can approach them for an informal discussion,
Mhm.
which doesn't start the clock ticking on approval. If there is approval, I don't even know that. So it would be up to, maybe talking to the, town village, construction officer, Pete Edwards. Talk to him about it, see what.
Sure. Yeah, I know.
Okay. That'd be good. Anything else? Anything else? Questions?
I was just curious what the status is of the bank debt, and is the bank financing contingent upon anything that we're doing here as an agency or not? Does the bank require the IDA to get involved, or is there any contingencies as it relates to that?
That's a question you can
It's
answer.
not that I'm a
Nick,
Mike says no.
I'm sorry. In the resolution, if I'm hearing right, it shows the bank debt amount and the grant amount, which has been applied for, but it also shows the equity amount. Is that something that you have seen or able to see? I'm not sure.
That's in the application.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I don't know if it bears repeating here. I think that's stuff that you do in executive session. But I do think if I've got my numbers right here, you're looking at probably, what was your total project?
15.6 million.
15.6 million. So you're looking at a pretty hefty equity. So the equity is good. Will this be a flagship, a national?
Yes.
Okay, but you haven't chosen yet? Okay, very
We
good.
did receive a term sheet from one flag.
Uh-huh.
We met on site a couple weeks ago with somebody who works with another flag. We expect to hear back from them here in the near term, and we might look for a third one just to kind of see what options we have as far as a flag goes.
Very good. Very good. Everybody hear the question and the answer? Everybody? Did you hear? Okay. Any further discussion?
I was just curious what the status is of the grant. Is that going to be an issue, or what's the timing on that?
We submitted the part one of the URI grant that had been approved. We then submitted the part two. They had a couple questions as it relates to the project costs, which we submitted last week. I think it was Friday to Erin Hines. And, we haven't heard anything back from them yet. But when I spoke with her about a week or so ago, she indicated, once she kind of has that additional information from us, there could be some kind of verbal commitment of the grant, within 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And through all of this, if you don't mind while you're doing these things, if you keep Jeremy up to date so he can keep us up to date.
Sure. We
Well,
keep each other up to date pretty well.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's necessary for us as board members to make sure that we, want to stay on top of this because it's a very important project.
Yeah, and you guys are asking the right questions as
Yeah.
board members, and a lot of these do need to be, they might be in process or pending right now, and a lot of these things that you're asking about do need to be finalized prior to us revisiting and approving resolution. So we'll be working together to get all that stuff finalized before it comes back to you.
Very good. Anything else from the board? Hearing nothing else, we'll assume the question's been moved. I'll ask Maria, please, to do the roll call vote to
Okay,
approve or disapprove this resolution.
okay, this
Sorry.
is for 2024-11. Sherry Boyer.
Yes,
Oh, you are still here. I don't see you.
I just had someone walk in my office, so I turned it.
Nope, that's fine. I'm just trying to keep track of who's here. So yes, James Ellis,
Yes.
Archie McKee,
Yes.
Melissa Mills,
Yes.
Nate Manette,
Yes.
Clyde Rabidou is absent. Nick Russell,
Yes.
resolution is duly adopted.
Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Mike. Thank you. Executive session, any need for executive session? Anyone wish to go into that? If not, we'll now move on again to public comment. Any public? There being none, I'll assume that a resolution to adjourn the regular meeting of the IDA is in order. Anyone wish to make that motion, please signify who you are. Archie moves that we adjourn. Second,
I'll second.
Nate,
second, Nate. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
I,
We are adjourned and our next meeting date's July 10th. And I think, Maria, that's the one we go to Paul Smith's for, right?
July and August will be at Paul Smith's at Pickett Hall, we're confirmed for.
Right. Is that the same place we've been in the past?